Recorded Books and RB Digital present Dawn of the Hunters by Ryan Wieser. Narrated by Sanila Nankani. Prologue. Haysith, 25 years ago. He had become certain of one thing and one thing only. Fire-wielders were not to be found in Daharia. He had searched, traveling as far as he could during the brief time Lord Gredoria allowed him leave from the Blade, with the hope of finding more. In part, he knew it was because Gredoria was as fascinated by the idea of fire-wielders as he was, but it was also simply a luxury afforded to him for his superior abilities. He didn't need to train as hard, as fast, as long as his brethren. Hansen, Erdo, their masters, all of them knew he was going to be the next Lord Protector. He leapt from his docked soarcraft, his boots landing softly on the lush ground underfoot. He had one night in Haysith before having to return to Azgul. He removed his dark gloves and ran a hand through his mess of brown hair. "You must learn to plait it," Hansen had told him. Hansen kept his golden locks in pristine order. "Or cut it," Erdo had quipped. He had laughed at his friend's suggestions. "When you shear those whiskers, Erdo, I'll cut it." He was close with his brothers, though inexplicably different from them. He let his eyes trail up the path to his family home, an expansive manor, built from the smoothest of dark stones, melded together to form perfect lines. It was the largest and grandest of homes in Haysith. He was quite certain there was no place in the world he preferred more, not even the Blade. He pushed open the heavy black door and entered the cool corridor. "Mother, father." He bowed his head at the black stone busts lining the entryway. His family had long since passed away, a terrible accident claiming his parents' lives many years ago. The home was maintained by workers in his family's employ, and whenever he had a chance, he would return to oversee the estate. He crossed the dark hall, briskly leaping onto the smooth black stone stairs that led up to his chambers. He cleared several at a time, light on his feet, wondering. He froze. He had heard the movement beneath him, still in the foyer. It was the softest sound of leather brushing against stone. He had been certain of it. He knew when he was alone, and he knew when he was being watched. Someone was in his home. With his hand lightly poised on the black railing, he flung his body back over the side, twisting in the air. He landed on the ground below in near-perfect silence, appearing behind the cloaked intruder. He struck quickly, locking his forearm around the hooded neck of his assailant. "Big mistake," he hissed, shifting his position ever so slightly, ready to snap the intruder's neck. "Wait!" The woman's voice startled him, forcing him to loosen his grip. She spun about in his arms. "Let me go." Her voice was deep, her eyes angry, her words an order. She had the longest fair hair he had ever seen. It trailed around her face, down her chest. She was young and she was beautiful. Despite trespassing in his home, she had barked at him with aggression, possessing a natural authority Hydo hadn't seen in many. She wasn't the only one of them accustomed to snapping orders, though, and while he refrained from harming her, he did not let her go. "Who are you?" As she stared at him, her fiery gaze softened, the tension in her body lessening.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.